Imagine waking up tomorrow, and every price, every trade, every global deal speaks the same language. Not English. A number, followed by a symbol, dollar. Oil. Gold. Microchips. Debt. Trade routes. Safe havens. The dollar connects them all. But here's the secret, this wasn't destiny. The US dollar wasn't born powerful, it became powerful. Through war, policy, crises, and strategy, it rewrote the rules of global finance. So, how did America's currency become the world's operating system? And will its dominance last forever? Let's find out. 1. The birth of the dollar. In 1785, the young United States needed a national currency. Inspired by the Spanish silver dollar, Congress chose the dollar as its unit of account. The dollar sign derived from the Spanish peso mark. But through the 1800s, the dollar's influence was domestic. Global trade ran on the British pound sterling. London was the world's financial hub, and America was still a rising economy. The stage was set, but the dollar wasn't yet the star. 2. World War I, the door opens. 1913, the Federal Reserve was created to stabilize America's banking system. 1914, the first official US dollar bills were printed. Then came World War I. Europe bled gold to pay for weapons and food. America, largely untouched by war, supplied both, and ended up holding most of the world's gold reserves. The dollar gained credibility. And in global finance, trust is currency. 3. Bretton Woods and the dollar's big break. 1944, at Bretton Woods, leaders from 44 nations met to rebuild the shattered post-war economy. Their solution? Tie global currencies to the US dollar. And tie the dollar to gold, $35 an ounce. The dollar became the anchor of the world economy. Oil, metals, and grain were priced in dollars. Central banks stockpiled US currency. America's unmatched industrial strength and gold reserves gave the system stability. For the first time, the dollar wasn't just money. It became the backbone of global trade. 4. The cracks appear. By the 1960s, US spending soared, funding the Vietnam War and ambitious domestic programs. America printed more dollars, but gold reserves didn't grow. Foreign nations started asking, can the US really convert every dollar to gold? Confidence faltered. Countries began exchanging dollars for gold, draining US reserves. The Bretton Woods system was collapsing. 5. Nixon Shock, dollar unchained. August 15, 1971. President Richard Nixon shocked the world. The US ended dollar-to-gold convertibility. Bretton Woods was dead. Currencies were set free to float in the open market. Many believed the dollar would lose dominance without gold. Instead, the opposite happened. 6. Why the dollar became even stronger. After 1971, several forces locked in the dollar's power. Network effect global trade, contracts, and finance were already dollar-based. Changing was expensive. Deep US markets, the Treasury bond market became the world's safest place for capital. Oil pricing in the 1970s, major oil producers agreed to price crude in US dollars. Eurodollar markets, offshore banks started creating dollar deposits outside the US, spreading its reach even further. Political influence, America's military, diplomacy, and global alliances made the dollar a symbol of stability. By the 1980s, the dollar wasn't just money. It had become infrastructure, the rails on which the global economy ran. 7. The dollar in crisis and survival. The dollar's dominance has been tested many times. 1973 oil crisis, dollar demand surged. 1997 Asian financial crisis, investors ran to US assets. 2008 global crash, US banks caused the storm, yet the dollar became the safe haven. 2020 pandemic chaos hit markets, but the dollar held firm. In every crisis, one pattern repeats. When panic rises, the world runs to the dollar. 8. Today, the dollar's throne. Today, the dollar dominates. 60% of global foreign exchange reserves. Over half of international trade invoices. Most commodities, from oil to gold, priced in dollars. The US Treasury market seen as the ultimate safe haven. Competing currencies exist, the euro, yen, and Chinese yuan, but none yet match the scale and liquidity of the dollar. 9. The future, can the dollar fall? History warns us. No currency stays king forever. The Spanish real, the Dutch guilder, the mighty British pound. All had their turn, and all eventually fell. Today, the US dollar faces new challengers. China pushes the digital yuan in global trade. Russia promotes the ruble to bypass Western sanctions. India's UPI system is rapidly expanding, enabling instant cross-border payments without using dollars. And across Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, countries are signing regional currency agreements, choosing to trade in their own money instead of the greenback. So, can the dollar be replaced? Yes, but only if a new system emerges. It would require a network of trusted regional currencies, digital payment systems like UPI, CIPS, and blockchain settlements, and nations agreeing to reduce reliance on the US banking system. Step by step, the foundation is being laid. For now, the dollar remains the heartbeat of world commerce. But the next chapter, it's already being written. The rise of the dollar isn't just an economic story. It's a story of war, innovation, risk, and strategy. From a local coin to the world's financial language, the dollar shaped history, and still shapes your future. Subscribe for more stories that define our world.